What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing some field work. So I just stretched for a little bit, got warmed up. I'll be throwing some shorter shots. I got my bag out there at 125 feet. So I'll start warming up with some shorter shots. I've got the Berg and the Toro. So the Berg, I was throwing right at it, maybe just a little bit right side and letting it drift to left. With the Toro, I'll be putting it on a little bit of a hyzer, let it swing in. All right, well, the Toro wasn't the greatest, so I'll go grab those. I was throwing into a tailwind, so this first set here, just warming up. So I'll go grab those and run it back for another one. All right, so that first set wasn't great. The ground is a little hard and it's a little windy, but what I'd like to do is get a little bit more consistent, nice tight grouping before I move farther. So I was 9 steps apart between the Toros, right and left, and then the Bergs were within 4 steps, and they were a lot tighter. So seems like my hyzer release needs a little bit of work. Going with the Toro first again this time. That was a dime. That second one, I could feel it released a little early, so I'll instead of throwing the Bergs straight at it flat, I'll throw these on a hyzer as well. Bonnie, it's probably 3 feet in front of the bag. Ooh, that was pretty high. Yep, and I got the roll away, so that one's probably going to be 20 long. Nice. All right, so that time the distances weren't that bad, but right to left it was there was quite a bit of variation. So I'll try to dial it in and get a little more consistent. Something I'm noticing is that my stock release for these shorter shots is flat. My goal I throw something out there is to land it flat near the basket so that it doesn't skip or roll or do something silly, and increase the distance from the basket. So I feel like a lot of people say the hyzer is the most consistent, which it is when you're throwing at distance, but you have to take into consideration the ground play. So here with these shots, the ground play is increasing my variation. So my goal for something like this, when I'm thinking about scoring well, is I want to land it soft so I get the least amount of ground play. So something to consider if you're doing field work or if you're trying to improve. I think I'll do one more set of hyzer and then I'll go to Anheuser. Noticing one of my tendencies with my natural straight release is that on the hyzer I'm not leaving it wide enough, so all of my misses are left side of the basket. Something to consider as I work on improving. Alright, so from this distance, I'm definitely not as comfortable throwing on hyzer as I am throwing flat. So we'll start throwing Anheuser and see what the spread looks like. My goal is just to get it close, and we'll see how it goes. The interesting things about the Berg is that it doesn't pan very well. It likes to hold its line pretty well. So even on this Anheuser angle, it just falls straight down. So I'll switch to the sole and the detour. We should get a little bit more movement out of these. No, not really with that tailwind. So as I've stated in some of my other videos, I'm trying to work on my forehand approaches. So I'll warm that up here, get a couple shots in. For backhand, I always do a little shuffle before I throw, but on a forehand, especially for shorter stuff, I prefer a standstill. Those were the two Toros, and then I got the balance here. Not too shabby for the wind we're in. Alright, so since I don't throw that many forehands, I'm not going to spend too much time working on it. They were basically dialed. The balance was a little long, the Toros were right on the money. I did move the bag back to 175, so I'll do one more set with the Toros and the balance on a forehand, and then I guess I'll throw the Bergs here as well. So yeah. Alright, maybe just a little bit short, but that felt good. There we go. Hit the bag. The balance is a little bit more stable, so I left it out just a touch wider, and that is also parked. It's funny, I don't throw forehands very often, but that's probably the most consistent grouping I've had so far. Sometimes your field work tells you about how you should be playing out on the course. We'll try to land these Bergs, throw them flat, just straight at it, land it soft. Interesting. So all those Bergs came up short. All right, so we'll do a set of hyzers real quick. So on that set, very inconsistent. I noticed when I was throwing that they all felt like they were coming out with similar power, but some of them were released higher with more or less angle. So the ones that were lower, a little bit more penetrating of a shot, stayed under the wind or less affected by the wind, and those two nestled up next to the bag. And then the other ones that were a little bit higher or a little bit maybe less angle got lifted by the wind, and those were the ones that were the least consistent. So I'll try to throw a bit more direct shots this time, but I'll go a little bit more straight at it this time. That felt good. Felt really good. Nestled right up there next to it. A little bit short on that one, but still within putting range. Not disappointed disappointed in that one at all. That's more like it. Yep. Oh, you get a skip on that one? No. That's surprising. Alright, give this one just a little bit more height. Alright, that's probably my best set yet.